Hi, Wanderers. Welcome to another Sunday One Take. If this is your first time here, I'm Steve.
And I'm Laura.
We are the Wandering Empty Nesters. And what we like to do on a Sunday is just give you a question and ask you, what do you think? This is our thoughts.
Have a conversation
Have
about
a conversation. So here's this week's question. Would you take a shorter vacation if it meant you could travel more often?
I would take more small ones.
More small ones. Yeah, I mean,
But I think I would still want to save and do one big one. If I couldn't do it every year, maybe every couple. But yes, yearly, I would rather take multiple smalls.
and so I think what people should think about when you're thinking about this question is, would you rather take one 7-night vacation this year, or could I talk you into taking 2 4-night trips instead? Because sometimes I think people get locked into this idea that a vacation has to be a full week to be
Mhm.
worth taking. It's how we were raised. It's what we've been led to believe, that
Take a week's vacation.
right? You leave on Saturday, you start back on Friday, get there Saturday, Sunday, then you're back to work on Monday. So that week is your vacation. But what if shortening the trip meant you could travel again in just a few months? Maybe it's a 4-night cruise now and a long weekend somewhere this fall, or a shorter beach trip instead of waiting for another year to afford a big one. Now, I get some people are immediately going to say, well, I can't take that much time off work.
Right.
And I understand that.
But if you're only taking a couple days here, a couple days there, and there's that whole, what do they call it? That where it teaches you how to use your PTO so that you get more out of it.
So there's always some articles out there, possible 4-day weekends if you use a PTO on a Friday or a Monday, because holidays this
Right.
year, a lot of them were following on a Friday or a Monday, which created a possible for 4-day weekend. And there were more opportunities this year than in years past. I think that's something that people don't think about. Like, again, I don't have enough PTO to go on that many vacations. So they're like, I can only go once a year. There's 2 things about that. One, if your days off aren't on the weekend, you're probably in a better position than many, because so many more better deals to different locations to go on a weekday versus a weekend when everybody's off. But either way, there are these periods of times that most of us have off every week and we could take a short trip. But a lot of us don't, because one, we think about, well, I've got to have this much time to get there, then this much time to do something, and then this much time to get back. Otherwise, it's not worthwhile.
And I think that's the trick. You have to plan those trips. Those cannot be a fly someplace trip. They almost have to be a, where can I drive, in a day? Or, where can I go that I'm going to be there at a reasonable time and still have most of day one?
You're going to have to do like a, where can I get in 4 to 6 hours?
But some people can take a train.
You could, if you live in an area that is served well by a train. I'm so jealous, because we are not. The train only comes to Cincinnati at 3 a.m., like 3 days a week, and that's it. Hopefully
Right.
someday that'll change. There are opportunities. Sometimes you're less expensive. Airlines give you can fly your Allegiants. They're still out there, or your Breezes. We have the Frontier Pass. You can get those larger distances at spur of the moment. But yeah, if not, then you've got to do a few hours in the car, then we're somewhere, then we're a few hours back. And that's part of it, because while it might sound really cool, I mean, most people would say, well, I would obviously want 2 things versus 1 thing. Being shorter doesn't automatically mean it's cheaper, right? Because you're still paying to get there. That could be airfare, could be gas, transfers. If you're going to take a cruise, you got to get the transfers to the cruise port. All of these expenses that you don't really change much just because you shortened it from
Just
7 days to 4
less
days.
nights stay.
Right. It's just less nights stay. The airfare, all the preparation to get there might still be the same price. But I think one of the ways I look at short vacations, and my answer to the question is I like multiple vacations. But for me, I feel like it's a feeder to the longer vacation. I've said it many times that I look at cruising as a way to see multiple destinations you're not sure of. And so you go to somewhere and you say, this was a really great town, a really nice stop. I would love to spend more time here. Now you have a place for a longer vacation. There's nothing worse than planning a long 7-day vacation, getting somewhere and finding out you could have done the whole thing in 2 or 3 days, because maybe everything you want to do isn't there. Maybe it's not what you thought it was. It isn't what you saw on Instagram. There's so many of those now that, Instagram versus reality. And so it's good to get those short vacations in to kind of get a trial run.
And I kind of recommend anybody who's never done a cruise to do a short,
Oh, absolutely.
because you don't want to take a 7-night, a 9-night and find out that you get motion sick or it's just not your thing. So, take that 3-night, 4-night, do the little quick one, and then save up for the big one.
And I think that's the other part of it too, right? Not only like was looking at, you can experience different things and then decide where you want to go as a longer time. But if you take a shorter trip, be it on a cruise or something, maybe to a particular area like a beach, maybe you're not a big beach person. This is an opportunity to see if it's for you, not just the location, but the style of travel. Cruising isn't for everyone. And you mentioned that you might get seasick. And if you do these things on your own, it's very easy to get a cabin where seasickness can be a possibility.
Right.
If you're dealing with an advisor for free, they can query that from you. And you're like, well, I don't know. I've never been on a cruise, or I've never been on a big body of water in a boat. I don't know if I get seasick. That advisor should be putting you somewhere in the middle of the boat where you're
Right.
not going to get as much motion. And so you're going to get a better experience about it. So both as an experience to see what do I want to do in the future, and as do I like this mode of travel or vacationing. Short vacations are excellent for figuring these things out. And then you can, your major money, your 7+ days where you're going to spend a lot of time doing one thing, you're going to do better at that and have a better time because you already know what you want out of it. You already know, I like this method of travel or these locations, and I'm going to be able to do more here because I've already checked it and found that it's something I want to do.
Right.
So what about you? One long vacation or shorter trips if it meant you could travel most of the time? Comment longer or more often below. And if you've used a short type of trip, be it a cruise or otherwise, to set up a longer trip, let us know what that was. What did you try out and then decide this was better? And then you booked a whole trip just around that thing. Stay wonder worthy, and we'll see you again soon.